Marti, I think you have it. Yeah, slide that over. Jim, you all are doing such a good job. I think I need to put some more ingredients in there. We don't want to waste all this energy.
At first glance, this looks like a typical senior center where retirees get together for fun. But as you're about to see, this home away from home is anything but typical. And these fun-loving seniors are by no means your average retirees.
I hear fabulous 40s music playing. I bet Bill was a good dancer back there in the 40s, huh? Did you jitterbug? Yeah. Mickey jitterbugs.
I used to.
You used to.
Joy Glenner is the co-founder and executive director of the George G. Glenner Alzheimer's Family Centers in San Diego. This network of daycare centers offers respite to families and a safe, supportive environment for Alzheimer's patients.
We have created a home away from home. We have Laura Ashley wallpaper, we have home-like furnishings, keeping in mind they have to be practical and washable and yet attractive. We use passive colors, and we make everything as cheerful and bright and non-institutional as possible.
Mrs. Glenner designed these centers, creating a model for programs nationwide.
We try to always have flowers in the room and drapes on the windows, just like you would have in a home. And that's what we're striving for here, is to have a safe and very cheerful, pleasant home environment. Our staff all wear street clothes, and the staff really are like the surrogate family, rather than a nurse or a nurse's aide.
Come over here and help me make some cookies for snack.
Okay.
And we make them feel like it's their home too, because they help do little things like wipe the tables off and the little daily activities that makes them feel important, and it's also an adult activity.
This daycare center is not only homey, it's also designed with safety in mind.
Over here, when we place things on the walls, we have the handyman affix it to the wall so that it could not be knocked off or brought down on anyone's head, and yet we could still maintain the home-like environment by just doing a little safety thing like that.
Patients are closely monitored, and the center is equipped with special security features.
With the security alarms, only the staff knows how to turn them off, because in a daycare setting it's not possible to have a locked facility. That would require conservatorship. So what we do is we have an alarm on the door, and then the staff knows the code. So anyone coming or going will set it off. So that's I'm sorry, that's us. We don't use restraints with our patients. If one does, perchance, get out, then the staff will quickly grab up a walkie-talkie, which we have initiated here, and they will accompany the patient down the street, which is an autonomous adult activity. They don't feel confined, and it alleviates the sense of being incarcerated, and they will calm down, and they usually will come right back.
Wow.
These daycare centers also have one staff member for every 4 patients.
And that way we can monitor them and give them individual attention, and yet they don't feel like they're being constrained, so that's important. And also with the high staff ratio, these people cannot initiate an activity on their own. So they need someone that is constantly initiating whatever they're going to do and keep them involved in it. That way they have a meaningful day rather than just sitting and staring into space.
Creating a safe and homey environment is more than just wallpaper or furniture or alarms. It's also how activities are structured. Lunchtime is a good example. Families will pack brown bag lunches for the patients, and staff members will serve them on paper plates.
We want them to have as normal situation as they would have at home. And also the reason they bring their lunch is because when we started fixing food ourselves, many of them would not eat it because paranoia is one of the problems that presents with Alzheimer's disease. And they were afraid to eat the food unless it came from home. So we found out, and also they have likes and dislikes, and when you're fixing food for 25 people, it's not going to serve everybody's preference. So having them bring things from home that they're familiar with and cutting it up and serving it on a plate really satisfied everybody's need. And then you'll see that the staff have to carefully monitor them so we don't have any choking or aspiration episodes. And then we try to get them to socialize too. Socialization is another major focus that we have here at the center. Vera cuts up all the food into little finger foods or edibles, and as I said, most of the patients can't manage a spoon or a fork. So it's important that we get this so that they can manage it and that it's a good nutritional meal. All right, thank you. Who's this for? Bill?
And all along, closely monitoring patients.
Here we have somebody. Do you want, sweetheart, do you want, let's sit down here with our sandwich. Yeah. That really illustrates, I think, the need for someone to be constantly maintaining, because sitting down at a table sometimes can only last for 1 or 2 minutes. The wandering is such a problem, so it requires somebody constantly monitoring them, not only for their safety, but to be sure that they eat their food and have the proper nutrition. As I was saying, we try to cut their food up so that it's something they can handle with their fingers. Fresh fruits, little sandwiches, salads. People don't need a hot meal every time of the day, and if this is something they can manage themselves, it gives them a lot of self-esteem. No.
Some Alzheimer's patients don't do well in groups. They may need personal attention in a more private setting.
We do parallel programming here when we have somebody that is very agitated, disturbed, or needs one-on-one with feeding, which this person does. Then we have a very patient, wonderful, dear staff member that will come back and give that love that makes it possible for them to be here. Otherwise, they would be in an institution.
It's also important to improvise, solving common problems without creating new ones.
Medications are an important part of our program. It's the way we have behavioral management for those that need it. The nurse there in street clothes is giving that patient his medication in applesauce. That's the only way we can really get it into him without a problem. And it's very simple when you know what you're doing.
And Joy Glenner cannot overemphasize the importance of reassuring these men and women on a constant basis.
Here we are. Here's a napkin. No problem. You want to wipe your hands off? There you go. Let me help you. Looks like a nice lunch here. Here we go, sweetie. There we go. It's a nice lunch. How you doing, Jim? Great?
Yeah.
Just great? Good. I love raisin bread. I like it toasted, too. You like it toasted? Yeah. Reassuring on a constant basis over and over and over and over again is a very vital part of making this a day of joy. And we're doing just fine here.
Yep.
Doing just fine in a homey environment with wallpaper, flowers, and soft muted colors, with safety built in. Alarms rather than locks on the doors, walkie-talkies, or nailing pictures to walls to maintain a safe, comfortable environment. An environment free of restraints, offering freedom of movement under the watchful eye of caring staff members, with a staff flexible and innovative, and constantly reassuring their Alzheimer's patients.
What we have done each day here is make a celebration of life. These are the golden years, and we're here to make sure that they're golden.
In our next training module, daily activities that make each day different from the rest. And we actually slow the progress of Alzheimer's disease.
Perfect.